This is Ms. Sanders. She's director of the theater and choral department here at Quincy County High School. All right, Ms. Sanders. How would you build confidence and a love for theater in students who have not had the opportunity to engage with theater before?
Well, every student's going to be different. And so essentially with each student, you've got to find what their interests are. So if it's someone who has absolutely no interest in public speaking, maybe they're interested in fashion. So maybe you can pique their interest through costumes, or maybe they have an eye for art. So maybe then you can pique their interest through set design. And it just depends on the individual. Some people want to have nothing to do with set construction or building anything, but maybe they really love a good story. And so, and that's kind of written in the hearts of every person to love a good story. And so if you can connect them with the literature of theater and that it's about, that everyone can relate to it because it's a story of people's lives. And so everyone is a human being who's had griefs, pains, joys, and whatever. And so they can connect with the story. Or maybe this is somebody who struggles with talking out in class a lot and they like to be the center of attention. Well, then for them, you really want to pull them in with the performance aspect. Whereas in other classroom settings, they are asked to sit down and be quiet. Well, in a theater arts classroom, you want them to stand up and be loud and project. And because the louder they are, very often, students, when they get up in front of a group, they want to mumble or whatever, but those kids who are already have been talking out in front of class, it's not as a big stretch for them, and so they actually get to have that behavior reinforced to really project, because if we can't hear you, can't understand you.
Did you see yourself in the position you're in now when you were a senior in high school?
In all honesty, no. When I was a senior in high school, I knew that I wanted to study music education, and I wanted to work in ministry and the arts, and I thought music and education would build skills that would help me do that. And last year, I was actually doing exactly that and never pictured myself in the public school system. But then when this opportunity came to light, I had to stop and wonder, okay, let me think about this, and let me make sure that I'm making right life choices. And so, I came here just not knowing, and then the longer that I've been here, the more I see that this is actually living out a variety of things that I wanted to do in a way that I thought I never could, which is really exciting to see, and to be able to participate in the choral aspects of things and the theatrical aspects of things and learning while I'm teaching is very, very exciting.
What are your areas of strength in theater?
Acting is definitely my biggest area of strength when it comes to theater. I've been acting in productions since I was in middle school and have always loved it, have always loved entering into a different world and exploring characters, and so that would be my biggest strength, is the performance aspect.
If you could give any advice to students who are undecided about what they want to do after high school, what would it be?
My biggest piece of advice is do something that you love. And if you're not sure what you love yet, then, go to a lower tuition school and take all your general ed classes, kind of explore and see what you love. There's lots of books that you can read to kind of figure out what are your giftings. If you're not sure, like what color is my parachute, it can be helpful. And to just take some time and actually journal, have some quiet time, think about it, and you might explore and discover different things about yourself that you wouldn't have discovered had you just been continually running around all the time. But people, especially in my field, music and theater, people say, well, you'll never create a career out of that. But I did it because I loved it, and I felt like I was called to that. And so, and I got an education degree knowing that was going to give me a skill that would work in the workforce. And I'm so glad that I did it. And, doors open for you that you don't expect. There's more opportunities in the world than you think.
Thank you, Ms. Sanders. I appreciate giving me your time and everything.
You're welcome.